Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So great. So in the first class, we were discussing on how to get the how to make a distinction between the labor cost, that is the direct cost, as well as the indirect cost. Okay. So with a question, okay. So I want us we do more question, but in this example, okay, we don't need to make that distinction between the direct as well as the indirect cost. Okay. So here is a simple example. Okay. So go through it. Okay. Here, me just to give a hint. Okay. What we want to get here is to get the total wages that this particular employee is getting paid over maybe week 1 and week 2. Okay, so we want to get the total. Okay, so it's not like we want to make a distinction between the direct and the indirect, but the idea to get the total wages for this particular employee. Okay, so go through it, then we discuss together. Whitney, what do you get?
I've not finished.
Okay. Vanessa, what do you get?
Haven't finished yet.
Okay. So here we have week 1. The employee has produced the following amount for the last week, 35 and 44, and the employee is based on piecework. Okay, so he's paid based on piecework. Okay, so for the first 40 units, okay, he is paid 3.2. So and in week 1 they didn't produce 40, they produced at 5 units. Therefore, the pay based on the piecework, therefore, based on be equal to 3.2 times the number of units produced, which is at 5. And you get how much? Yes, multiply, which I guess you did.
112.
112, okay. However, if you check, there's a guaranteed minimum of 120 per week. There's a guaranteed minimum of 120 per week, which means therefore this employee is therefore getting paid as per the guarantee, which in this case therefore is equal to therefore 120. So they are the pay to the employee, therefore, for the first 1 week, therefore, is going to be equal to $120. Okay. In week 2, the employee has produced 44 units, okay, and we told that for the first 40 units, the pay is 3.2. Therefore, for the first 40 units, there will be 40 times 3.2, okay, to give us how much?
$128.
128 to get there for 128. But the employee produced 44 units, so therefore there's 4 more units, okay, and between that for any extra unit between 42 and 50, the pay per week, therefore, is 3.5. So 4 times 3.5 to give us how much?
14.
14 to give us $14, therefore, okay. Therefore, the sum total of the units of the total pay to the employee, therefore, will be equal to, okay, how much is it going to be?
$142.
$142. Okay, $142, okay. That's it, okay, $142, therefore, they pay to the employee for week 2, okay. So, Hirani, how did you get 154?
I multiplied direct by 44.
Okay, you have to be quite careful because the pay is based on when you do get to pay the for the unit. Okay, it's based on the units. Okay, so between 0 and 40, 3.2. Between 41 and 50, 3.5. Okay, so be careful on that. Okay. Great. Any question on that? Okay. Another example here. How it's clear from your end? Can you see it and see it clearly? Whitney, you can see it clearly?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay. So go through it, then we discuss together. Okay, let's work it out together. Okay, check in on what you have done. So in this example, okay, we do have the company currently, it's paying based on, give me a minute. The two system company is adopting, okay, so we want to determine which system is better, okay. Is it paying based on the piecework or is it paying based on the time, okay. So definitely, of course, the company is geared to, the company would want to ensure that they minimize the cost, okay. It's about cost minimization, but either way, let's attempt it. Okay, so let's begin by getting the pay, okay, if it is based on the time, okay, so if it's based on time, you'll be told that you're going to be in the past 10 employees have been paying at about a rate of $5 per hour for that 8 hours per week, and any overtime is paid at 1.5. Okay, in a typical week, the employee each work for 6 overtime hours, and on an average of 1,000 units per week. Okay, so we can say therefore basic pay to this employee is equal to the number of hours, which is equal to that 8 hours per week at a price or at a rate of $5. To give us how much? $190. Okay. Then we told that we'd have overtime. So overtime pay, and this for the overtime pay is both the premium as well as the overtime hours on the basic rate. Okay. So the overtime total pay is we have 6 hours overtime, and the pay will be told is equal to 1 and a time and a half. So 1.5. Okay. Times the pay per hour, which is this case is equal to 5. To give us how much? $45. Confirm.
45.
Great. Okay, therefore the total pay per employee for that particular 1 week, therefore, is equal to 190 plus 45 to give us 235. Okay, therefore the pay per employee, therefore within that week is therefore equal to $235. Okay, but the question is there's a unit labor cost. Therefore, this is per employee. This is the pay per employee, and you have 10 employees. Therefore, total pay. Okay, to all the employees is 235, which is per employee. We have 10 employees. They have the pay therefore is equal to 23.50. The units produced in a week is equal to 1,100, which means therefore you can say therefore the unit labor cost therefore is equal to total pay 23.5. We divide by the number of units it produced in that particular week, which is equal to 1,000. Divide therefore by 1,000, because the total units produced that week will be equal to 1,000 units. Therefore, to give therefore the unit cost will have to be $2.35. Here. Okay, that's the kind of the pay, the cost of the labor cost per unit. Okay. Now, in attempt to improve productivity, the manager have decided to change the method of pay to piecework. Okay, now they want to change from time base, okay, to piecework. Okay, where each employee will be paid a rate of 2.1 per unit of first 80 units. Okay, so let's work it out together. So first, the number of units the employee is working. So units produced by employee, units produced by the employee per week is equal to 110. 110. So sorry, is equal to 110. Okay, so there are 110 units. Okay, so the unit per week per employee is equal to 110 units. Okay, then we told that the pay to the employee is based on the units. So for the first 80 units, the pay per unit is 2.1. The pay therefore will be equal to total pay will be 2.1 times 80. Okay. Then 2.5 per unit for any unit produced above 80. And since the employee is producing 110, the extra unit therefore is 30, which is 110 minus 30. Therefore, that unit, 30, let me call them extra units. The pay therefore will be equal to 30 units, and the pay per unit is 2.5. Give us 75. And here give us how much? 82.1 times 80. Ask sheet. confirm those values.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, therefore total pay to the employee, okay, for the first 110 units, okay, because it was sheet plus 25 to give us 243. Confirm the sum total.
It's okay.
Okay, great. We get for $243 for the cost of the employee, the cost to produce 110 units. Okay, the question is the unit cost. Therefore, unit labor cost. Therefore, unit labor cost will be equal to 243. We divide by the number of units. Look, this employee is producing 110 units per week. Therefore, we divide by 110 units to give us how much. Therefore, to the cost per unit. 2.2. You get $2.2 because therefore be the cost per unit produced. Then we compare. We just need to get the cost, but you maybe asked to advise the company. Okay, what was the cost before? It was 2.35, but this was the cost per unit. What the cost after? 2.2. So is the proposed changes going to be beneficial to the company? Yes, they are. Okay, because this was the cost the company was incurring before per unit. There's a cost after. So therefore, the company cost is being reduced. Okay. Therefore, the company should implement the proposed the pay proposal, since it will lead to a reduction in the cost per unit from 2.35 to $2.2. Clear? Question? Okay. Therefore, that's going to form the method of trying to make an evaluation whether a proposal is good or not. Okay, by simply comparing what was the cost per unit before and the cost per unit after. Okay. There is a question here. Go through this. We attempt to do it together. Okay, I suppose you'll go through it and made an attempt. Okay, let's try together, confirming your workings. So in this example, you'll be told that the company has two proposals. Okay, one is where the company has its current scheme and the proposal. So we need to make an evaluation. Of course, we advise the company as to which of the two schemes is better. Okay, the current scheme. In the current scheme, the employee worked 40 hours. Okay, and the employee worked 50 hours. Okay, and the employee is paid 40 hours. The first 40 hours are $7. Any overtime that is above the 40, the employee is paid time and a half. Okay, and there are 400 units produced. Okay, so let's first get the total pay to the employee. Okay, total pay to the employee. First is the basic rate at the standard rate at the standard rate. Okay, which is equal to 40 hours. Okay, times 7 to give us to $80. Okay, then there's overtime. Okay, there's overtime. This is not premium, the total pay for the overtime, not premium, but total overtime, total pay for the overtime. Okay, overtime pay. The employee worked for 10 hours, okay, at a rate of 1.5, okay, times the current rate, which was 7, okay, to give us how much? 105?
Yeah.
105. Therefore, total pay to the employee for that time period was equal to, therefore, 395, okay, 395, okay. $75. Yes, Anne.
Sir, before you continue, could you please explain the overthink, the second?
I lost you a bit, Anne, but anyway, if I got you well, you are saying that
no,
sorry?
Could you please explain the part where it says the half thing?
Time and a half. Time and a half means that is being paid as a current rate and a half. Okay, that will mean time and a half. Okay, you're being paid time and a half. Okay, what you're currently being paid plus a half. That's what it means.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Therefore, the pay to the employee for that week is therefore equal to 395. Yeah, we can say
it's 385.
Oh, 385. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
No, not 95. Thank you. 385. Okay, therefore, the unit labor cost is equal to therefore 385. This employee produced 400 units. Therefore, we divide therefore by 400 units to give us how much to be the cost per unit? 0.
0.96.
0.96 dollars. Therefore, the cost per unit under the current policy. Now let's implement the proposal. Okay, if we implement the proposal, we will told that the cost per unit. We need to get the cost per unit. Therefore, so let's remain as they were. Okay. However, the overtime the overtime premium is paid on any hour saved. Okay, so on any hour saved. Okay, and this is paid on a premium rate. Okay, therefore, this employee worked for 4 hours. Okay, therefore, we need to get the total pay to this employee. First is the basic hours. Okay, and now here the employee. So here the employee is paid. They worked for 4 hours. Okay, but the premium is only paid on hours saved. Okay, the premium is only paid on the hours saved. Okay, therefore this employee therefore worked. Okay. The rate are as per the above. Okay, no, the rate are as per the above. So 40 hours. Okay, so therefore basic hours. So basic rate, basic pay on the standard hour, basic pay on standard hours. Will be equal to, as it was 40 times 7 to 80. Then there was overtime. Overtime pay for the 4 hours, for the 4 overtime hours, because the hours were 44, will be equal to 4 times the pay is equal to 10.5 per hour, isn't it? We'll switch it out here. Okay, the pay per hour is equal to 10.5 per hour times 4 to give us 40.42. What was the total pay for the overtime hours? 42.
Yes.
Okay, for 2 hours. Then we do have overtime premium for the hours saved. Okay, overtime premium, hours saved on the hours saved to be equal to the hours saved. The employee in the current scheme, they work 50 hours. Okay, so if they implement the proposal, they're working 44 hours. So therefore, how many hours have been saved? 6. Okay, therefore 6 hours have been saved, and the pay per hour is equal to the premium. The pay is 10.5 for the overtime. The premium, the pay per the normal hours is 7. The premium, of course, is 3.5, which is equal to half of $7. Okay, just to make up maybe a comment here. Overtime premium don't forget is equal to 1.5 times the basic rate, which is 7, to give us 3.5. Okay, therefore what's the pay for the overtime for the hour saved, that is, sorry, overtime premium on the hour saved is how much? Therefore 21.
21.
I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. It's 21.
Yes.
Okay, 21. Okay, therefore the total pay to the employee therefore will be 280 plus 42 plus 21 to give us 343. Confirm.
Yeah.
343. Okay, $343 for the pay to the employee. Now, therefore, the unit labor cost, the total cost that was paid, okay, is equal to 343. Okay, and we told that the employee did produce 500 units. Therefore, we divide by 500. There was a cost per unit.
$0.686.
0.69. Okay, 0.69 to be the unit's labor cost. We make a comparison. What was the cost per unit before? Okay, the cost was equal to 0.96. Okay, after the cost is equal to 0.69. It's a good proposal, of course. Okay, because as you can see, the cost the company is incurring per unit, it's reducing. Okay, therefore, the company, the company should, okay, CEO means, let me just put in full. The company should implement the proposal. The company should implement the proposal, implement the proposed scheme. Okay, since there will be reduction in labor cost per unit. This is the reduction in labor cost per unit, okay, from 0.96 to 0.69. That's why we meant to make that evaluation. Okay. Clear. Any question?
So there at overtime pay where you're getting 3 or 1 go up, scroll up a little, yeah, 10.5, 4 times 10.5. That's the overtime pay. I'm wondering why you didn't do 3, why you didn't do 4 times 10 times 1.5.
Why would you want to do that? Don't forget the basic rate is $7. And the pay
So,
is one and a half time, isn't it?
yes.
So therefore, this will be like equal to 4 hours times, okay, 1.5, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Times 7.
Okay, thank you so much. Thanks so
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Any other question? Was have a question for you? Any question? Okay, great that it was clear to all of you. And by the way,